Hey YouTube, I know it's been a really long time since I even put anything up or mentioned anything on YouTube at all. Kind of been MIA for a while. I think the last thing I put on there, I'll have to look, was something about Trans Am. That was a fucking bombshell and a half. I tried to make that one work, but it just didn't pan out. I hopped around a couple companies, had some life stuff happening. Today is November 4th of 2020. So day after election, and obviously nobody knows what the fuck is going on with that. However, yeah, I mean, just life happened. I have a 1-month-old daughter, she just turned a month old, perfectly healthy, couldn't be happier. And I'm gonna start doing this probably on a weekly basis. I don't know how often, but I do want to start doing it. And obviously I've changed to another company doing a lease purchase program with Nova Lines, a flatbed carrier. And I've been here end of February, early March will be a year. And I gotta say, it's probably the best experience I've ever had anywhere. As far as working with dispatchers, people in the office, things that I need taken care of, the truck. The truck that I have, I got, and it had 3,000 miles on it. It's a Freightliner Cascadia, full sleeper, 2020 model. Had 3,000 miles on it, and I'm at 59,948 right now. And I mean, the way they have these spec'd out, it's got the X-Guard bumper, an actual refrigerator, not the one that comes from the factory, an actual refrigerator in the back, 2,500 watt inverter, an all electric APU system that'll run between 10 to 12 hours, cooling or heating. It works really, really well. I like it a lot because I hate idling my truck. I don't sleep as good when it's idling, so that thing is a godsend. But yeah, and I can do, if you guys, like I said, I want to make this a more regular thing, kind of my life from day to day, which a lot of you guys, if you're truck drivers, you know how this shit goes. You know how the daily life goes. But for some people, they like to see it. And I know when I was looking into Nova Lines, I'd seen them pop up on Facebook about 1,000 damn times. And I finally pulled the trigger on them and came on over. And if you're like me, when I looked around on YouTube, whatever, you couldn't find a fucking thing on these guys other than their website. And obviously that makes us all feel not so great when there aren't any reviews on it other than their own. And I took everything they said before I went to orientation with a grain of salt, because you know how a lot of these places are. They tell you one thing and doing the exact opposite, and that has not been the case with these guys at all. Our dispatch is out of Moldova, which, if you're not familiar, is south of Ukraine. So they're overseas. And they all speak really good English. You can understand everything they're saying, so no issues there. And probably the nicest people I've ever dealt with. I hate dealing with dispatchers, but me and my dispatcher, Tim, him and I are like that. Like, we get, I mean, he hardly has to ask me any stupid questions anymore. We know what each other's going to say. We know how the other guy's going to operate. We joke. We're friends on Facebook. Bullshit all the time. He's a car guy. I'm a car guy. And, I mean, we get along great. And I've dealt with other dispatchers in the office, too. And super, super, super nice people. I couldn't be happier where I'm at right now. And I am not going anywhere. The money is exactly where they say it's going to be, and I've been doing this with these guys through the entire pandemic. It slowed down the market itself slowed down and things were a little tougher during the pandemic, obviously, and obviously we're still going through it, and there's the possibility of other shutdowns and stuff like that. But we still maintained and stayed very, very, very consistent. And I apologize for the background noise, whatever. I'm doing this from my phone. I don't have all the crazy ass equipment. It's the Apple iPhone 11. I'm looking to get a Pro Max in the 12 soon. But yeah, I mean, these guys have been the best experience I've ever had. The money's exactly where they said it was going to be. It took me, because we got on at the beginning of the pandemic, I started out as on their contractor side. It's not company, but it is. You're still a contractor. You're just, you're making like 23 or 24% of the line haul rate instead of, when you do lease purchase, it's 80% of the line haul rate, which is all this fleet is. We're all contractors of some sort, whether it's lease or owner operators. I'm doing the lease to own, and I've had zero trouble covering any fixed costs, anything like that, and still taking home just about every week north of $2,000 after all my expenses. If you don't believe me, hit me up in the comments or something, shoot me a messenger, whatever, or an email. Shoot me your email and I can show you. You tell me how many weeks you want to see back to back, and I can show you consistently every single week hitting those numbers. And I'm not like some of these guys where we come out here and we go balls to the fucking walls all the time. I can't do that. If I start doing shit like that, I start hating my life and I start hating this job. So I am not one of those dudes. I have a buddy of mine, he works here too, out of Vegas, and he is balls to the walls constantly, and he makes way more than I do. But I just, if I'm like constant go, I can't enjoy myself. It really, really makes me hate the job, more so than I already do. But that's just because of the bullshit that we have to put up with on a daily basis. So if you're wanting proof, I can show you my settlements. I'm going to mark out my nitpicky crap for security reasons, obviously. But I will show you the exact breakdown of everything. Everything that they said was going to be there was there, and there has not been a single fucking thing that has shown up on my settlements ever that was not what they told me. They are very, very, very upfront about expenses. They'll tell you, if you ask, what's the standing with the company, because they're not a big company. I think we're just at 200 trucks-ish, give or take. I'm not sure. I know when I came on, we were at like 150 in the fleet. So it's a smaller fleet, and we're based out of Chicago. We have one terminal based out of Chicago, very small. But it's very doable. I kind of like the smaller company vibe. But they are growing slowly but surely. Obviously not like dry van or reefer, because a lot of guys just don't want to do anything. And I did flatbed my first year truck driving, and I absolutely hated it. And I said fuck it this go around and came back to doing it. And honestly, I don't know what I was ever complaining about, because I tarp fairly often, and I just don't care anymore. It doesn't bother me to do it. Obviously it sucks. Nobody wants to do it. And if you're one of those people that just doesn't like the tarp, you tell your DMs that, and you are going to get the answer, okay, no problem. And they will work around you. Obviously that limits you to what you can do, but if you don't want to do it, you don't got to do it. This is not a forced dispatch scenario. However, if you're being a jackass, like some people have come on here and done, and you're wanting to turn down 12, 13, 14, 15 loads offered to you in a day, they're not going to fuck with you. You're not going to be here very long. because all you're doing is hindering their ability to get other drivers like me and everybody else loads and dispatched and squared away for the week. That's not going to fly. You need to be open with the options. The minimum that they ask you stay out is every 2 weeks. Obviously, if you're in some of the better areas, like I'm from West Virginia, so the freight market always sucks. Regardless of what you're doing, it always sucks. So for me, getting home's always a pain in the ass, and getting out's always a pain in the ass. But we still do it, and we still do very, very well. I run all 48 or 49, and I don't touch New York City anymore. We took a load about a month and a half ago where we did that to Brooklyn, and I hadn't done New York City since my first year driving, and I remember why I don't fucking go there anymore. The load paid great. It was the only load that we took, and it paid about $8,000 to the truck, which pretty much kicked ass for that week. Had a lot of expenses as far as tolls go, but it still panned out. I still took home, I think it was like $3,200 after all my expenses that week, because we managed to get one more load in right before the cutoff. But I will not touch New York City anymore. He's on board with that. I'm on board with that. No problem. My dispatcher Tim is, man, he is on it. When I got on here, he was new to the industry, and he did pretty damn good toward the beginning too. Obviously we had some hiccups because we were trying to figure each other out, but every week we set a goal for ourselves, and 9 times out of 10 we hit it, and most times we go way the fuck past it. And it's just been, man, it has just been the best experience I think I've ever had. The dispatcher to driver ratio here is 7 drivers to every dispatcher. So as they hire drivers, if they hire 7 drivers and everybody else is full, they hire a new dispatcher. They keep it very small so that they have more time to work with you individually and get to know you. That relationship is key. And in the past, like I said, I have never gotten along with my dispatchers. Ever. It's always been a fight. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. A multitude of reasons. And usually I hate dealing with people as it is. But this guy in particular, I have no problem. He'll call me throughout the day and just bullshit with me. About nothing. Not work related. We'll talk about cars or what's going on here in the world or what's going on in his neck of the woods. And, it's been awesome. I really, genuinely love it. My wife is very happy with it. She wishes I was home a little more often. However, once she sees those paychecks come in, there's almost no complaints at all. And it's just, I've had such a good time with these guys. It's a 80-20 split. 80% of the line haul rate comes to us, 20% goes to them. You do get 100% of the fuel surcharge, but where we work on line haul rate, usually you just negotiate for the higher, rates as it is, which usually covers those expenses. I'm averaging typically between $800 and $1,000 spent in fuel, and I do my damnedest to keep it below that. And I've had one week where I went over, but that was because I was going up and down every fucking hill imaginable throughout the country coming across, and I was very, very heavy. It was just, there was nothing I could really do about it. But I've only had one instance where that's happened. Granted, with what I take home, I don't have to really necessarily stare at it all that often as far as what I'm spending in fuel. I just do, because the more you control that, the more you're essentially paying yourself. This truck does pretty damn well. It's still new. It's not completely broke in yet, so it's still not doing the best fuel economy yet, but it's getting there as it gets along. It's, like I said, I'm about to hit 60,000 miles on it, and it's slowly getting better and better. So I've got no complaints with these trucks. I hated the old generation of Cascadias. Absolutely hated them. I love these new ones. The way they revamped the interior. I like the looks on the outside. The noise dampening that they order these trucks with is awesome. You can pull right next to a reefer and you wouldn't know you were next to one running other than the vibration coming from them. But other than that, I love this thing. I really genuinely like this truck. They do have front-facing cameras on here, but that's it. There's none of that Bendix or WindGuard crap systems in here. None of that following distance stuff. They do not monitor that thing, and you have to do something just downright stupid to set that camera off. I've only done it once, and that's because traffic came to a stop real fast. Nobody really saw it coming, and I had to get on the brakes pretty damn hard. But other than that, no problems. Safety department's great. They work with you. Dispatch as a whole, the management, the couple of them that float around at the yard in Chicago, really nice guys. Jim, awesome dude to talk to. He'll just sit and bullshit with you from time to time. Really nice guy. The maintenance guys in the shop, they're on it as far as, you know, taking care of the trucks, getting you what you need, equipment, all that other stuff. The trucks, as far as I know, are 18 and newer. Mine is a 20 when I got it. Like I said, it had 3,000 miles on it. They give you all the flatbed gear you need. Obviously, you pay on it, and it's $3,000 once you hit that $3,000 mark, because they take it out in $100 increments out of your check every week. And then once you hit that $3,000 mark, that goes away, and then you own everything. As far as equipment goes, they supply you with everything you're going to need out here on the road. The only complaint I had about the equipment was the bungees. They didn't give me personally, I'll use every fucking one I have to make sure that I'm real nitpicky about how my loads look and how they're tarped. So I use all of them, and I never seem to have enough. So I went and picked up 150 of them about a month ago myself, and now I've got more than enough. But all my straps were new, my binders were all new, and we use ratchet binders. We don't use snap binders at all. I do not haul coils very often. Since I've been with them, I've only hauled them twice. And that wasn't a personal preference for me. It's just they don't pay the greatest, so we don't touch them. Tim consistently is finding me loads that are paying $2-3 a mile, sometimes more than that, depending on, you know, where it's going, what the freight market's doing. And it's very seldom that we take something that's only like $1.80 or something a mile. He doesn't like it. I don't know if he ever sees this, he'll probably laugh, but Moldovians as a whole are very, I don't want to call them greedy in a bad way, but they're greedy as far as going after the money. You never have to worry about that. You can book your own loads if you want to. Me personally, I don't have a fucking clue how to do it, and honestly, I don't want to. Tim does a well enough job to where I don't ever have to worry about it. I trust his judgment, and so far he has been right on the fucking money every goddamn time. But you can book your own loads. The problem that I see that they run into a lot is guys will book the loads and they don't tell them about it. They will not tell their dispatcher about the loads that they book, and it conflicts and causes problems. Or some guys come over here thinking that they know what the fuck they're doing, and they book their own load, goes to a really bad area, and end up getting stuck, and they want to get mad at everybody else, but they're the ones that booked the load to get themselves there in the first place. But yeah, I mean, just absolutely phenomenal. When my daughter came, I requested 2 weeks off, and I was very adamant about that from the get-go, because I knew when she was coming. And when I took the 2 weeks off, now I don't know if this is the case all the time, but when I took the 2 weeks off, they froze my truck payments, all the payments as a whole, for the 2 weeks, and they pushed them to the end of my lease. That way, when I came back, I was not going to be in the hole. It was like I was you know, coming back, business as usual. That next settlement wasn't a problem. Life goes on, which was awesome, very helpful. I didn't think they were gonna go for it, but they surprised me, and I told them, I was like, my daughter's gonna be born. I need at least 2 weeks. That way I can help my wife, which she ended up having a C-section, so it was a good thing I was there, because she couldn't do a whole lot as it was. There were some complications, blah, 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 blah. She's fine. Baby's great. Cutest thing in the world. I love her to death. But yeah, I mean, it was, as soon as I mentioned it, it wasn't a maybe or I don't know. It was instantly, yeah, no problem, man. We'll get it done. And they did. I mean, I don't know of other companies that would have done that for me. There probably are some out there, but in my experience, it was no. There ain't no fucking way. These guys are 100% dedicated to you succeeding, because if you don't succeed, the dispatchers make revenue off of what we do too. They have a revenue mark they gotta hit if they want to make any kind of money. Now, they're not going to force you to go anywhere you don't want to go. If you say no, it's no, period, done, end of story. But they have a revenue mark they need to hit too. So you not doing well is not a good fucking thing for them either. So they are just as invested in this as you are when it comes to running out here, and they want to keep you happy. They are very, very... I think I've had them say no about one thing, and it was something... It was more or less I was joking with them, and I was just fucking with them. I can't remember what it was. But 9 times out of 10, the answer is, yeah, no problem. Yeah, we'll get it done. No worries. I mean, I don't think I've ever been told no on something. And I don't go out and ask a bunch of crazy, stupid stuff either. It's obviously very reasonable. But I've never been told no. Yeah, 80% of the line haul rate, if you guys want me to do a video on it, let me know in the comments. Seriously, let me know. I will do a breakdown on my settlements. I'll jot everything down. I'll go through each of my settlements. I know what the fixed costs are. And I know what my fuel is every week, so I can tell you that flat off. But if you want like actual number breakdown on what I deal with, because I did get a brand new truck, you know, I'd be more than happy. Just let me know. I'll do a video on it. And if I find out something, if you guys respond quick enough, I can probably make the video later this afternoon. Because I'm on my way to Phoenix as of right now. But yeah, I'll show you, you know, kind of how the loads, how I get sent them. If I can, I got to figure out how to do that. So you can kind of see it. I'll write down all the numbers for the settlements, everything. You ask about it, I'll do my best to let you know. And if you guys want, I'll do a separate video as well on a tour of the truck. It's dirty as shit right now. I usually stay on top of it. This thing staying clean is a big pet peeve of mine. I can't stand a dirty ass truck. I hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. That's just me. I like things clean. I like to take care of my stuff. So it might be dirty when I do the video, but I will do a walk around. I'll show you guys all the equipment, everything. Just let me know. But that's kind of my little take on Nova Line so far. It's almost been a year. March, end of February, early March, I can't remember the day exactly, will be a year that I've been with these guys. And I absolutely love them. I've never said that about anywhere else, honestly. I know US Express, I had a good experience. I don't know what they're doing now. It's been a while since I was there. I have zero idea how their program works anymore. But when I was there, I did very well too on that automotive account. But yeah, I have no idea what they're doing now. This is by far my entire truck driving career, and it's been 6 years now. Yeah, 6 years since I've been driving, and this is by far my best experience I've ever had anywhere, but like hands down. So if you guys have any questions, want to know something, want to see the truck, want to know expenses, let me know down in the comments, please. That way I know what to do. I'll probably end up doing them anyways, but I need to know what you guys want to know about the company, and I will do my damnedest to find out for you. Like I said, I'm gonna start being more serious about this. I got a lot of free time on my hands when I'm not driving. Like I said, I don't come out here and run balls to the wall, otherwise I hate my life. I do this, stay consistent, but I do relax while I'm out here, which for some people is probably like, oh, what the fuck do you mean relax? That's just me. I find ways to do it, and I still do very well, and I'm still very, very profitable. So like the video if you like it, subscribe if you're new, hit the comments down below with questions that you might have, and as they pop up, I have the notification set on my phone. I will answer them. So with that being said, you guys take it easy and keep it between the lines.